everybody, how are you? It's Debbie with Basket Case Mama Fab Finds, and I am here with a video for some loveys that you can look for when you're out in the wild trying to find things. And what I love about these, they don't take up much room. They're readily available, and some of them sell for a lot of money, as we're going to see here. I tried to pick from the highest price ones down several, like 20 of them or so. And I tried to pick ones that were sort of different brands, that some that I have heard of, some that I've seen, some that I had, but some that maybe you haven't heard of before. Some are old, some are newer, but they're all really good money. So this first one here is by Angel Deer. As you can see, it's a penguin, and a lovey by definition, although some people call blankets loveys, plush stuffed animals for babies loveys, an actual lovey by definition of the things that I call lovey and a lot of other people do is a blanket attached to a stuffed animal or doll, like whether they're holding it or their head is attached or they have some part of an animal, or it's an animal just like a flat body blanket. We'll have one of those in here, you'll see. But this one is by Angel Deer. See if I can, and you can see it's got knotted is one of the things you can use. The little knots on the end are a favorite. This has a tag that's been washed, so you're not going to be able to see it. So this one is pre-owned. Some of the ones that I put in here are pre-owned, some are not pre-owned. So, you know, everyone's different, but I'll talk to you about if it's new, because even if it's new, if it's sold for high money, chances are if you find it pre-owned, it's still going to sell for more money than some just basic loveys are selling for, which is around the $20 mark, you know, 15 to 20. But these are ones that sell for considerably more. Now she was asking, or he was asking $79.99, but he took an offer of $58. This one is a brand I've never heard of before. It's Kaloo Bear. She's used a lot of things: hood, trees, lovey, doo-doo, security blanket. I think doo-doo is like stuffed animal in French, maybe, because you'll see doo-doo come up again. Again, this one has knots. It's also a flat body, so it's a whole body sort of with blankets. So it's got the arms, it's got like sort of the feet with the knots, it's got the tummy. So that's kind of a flat body lovey. And this one she got $59.99, and this is what the tag looks like, Kaloo. So if you haven't seen this little Kaloo tag, you might want to look it up, because this bear went for $59.99. And it was in new condition, according to them, but I don't see tags on it. So new without tags, perhaps. This is a Bass Pro Shop Moose Lovey. It's pretty cute too. It is pre-owned. I saw one new too. There's the tag. It's fuzzy. It doesn't have satin on it. A lot of these don't have satin, and satin is something to look for because that usually drives the price up. But lots of times it's by the maker, who the maker is, and you know, the desirability of the little animal on it or how hard it is to find. And this one went for $59.99. This one I never heard of before. So when I first saw it, I thought it was a Dakin, and you'll see why, because there is a Dakin in here, and I've had the Dakin before. I had a kitty cat. And this is like a flannel kind of blanket, and it looks exactly like the Dakin, only this is by Comet Creations, and it's a Bernhardt bear, 23 inches long, with the satin heart, the satin bow, the satin paws, the satin feet, and this is the, I literally went and checked because I thought they just made a mistake, but there's the tag, Comet Creations. So sorry about that. I've got stuff behind me that needs to go into my inventory, and it just fell over. So, and there's the back of the tag, Comet Creations. So this is probably more recent. It was made in China, but they still got $62 for it. So if you see Comet Creations, you might want to look them up. This little guy is a Pooh Bear by Mattel. It's got a star bonnet or a star cap, and it's a lovey. It's a little round body here. And it is pre-owned, and they sold it for $62.78. And it seems they put the tag. There's your tag, Mattel, right there. This gray elephant is by Cloud Island. It's a Target brand. This one is new with tags, but don't let that fool you because these go for good money every single time. The elephants with the stripes and the satin edges, I don't know why. There's a chevron green one that I've sold twice or three times for over $60. So if you see that one especially, it's good. This is the gray one with stripes, and this one went for $64.99. This one was new with tags. As you see, it's all satin on the bottom. And the Cloud Island tag looks just like this. It has a little cloud on it. So this is a Jellycat, Sienna the Seahorse plush soother comforter. It has all the different things. And it's a blankie attached to a little seahorse. This is a Jellycat tag. And there's the Jellycat tush tag there. This was bought at Nordstrom. It is new with tags. However, Jellycat is always a good brand. Once you touch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a high-end brand. However, it doesn't always sell for lots of money. But specific things do, and almost always those specific things are very unusual. Excuse my hiccuping. This, like a seahorse. You'll see there's another one in here. There was a carrot also that was a Lovey. So vegetables, sea creatures, unusual things. Bears, dogs, things like that probably aren't going to go for quite as much. But these oddballies will go for more. So if you see something oddball and buy Jellycat, definitely look it up. This is a Knickerbocker vintage Snoopy head Lovey blanket. It's this plaid pastel color. It's a flannel with a satin edge. These used to go for a lot more money. The market has settled down a little bit, but this one sold for $65. They were asking $85. And you can see there's a little thing there on the back. So I'm sure the tag is long gone on this. But yeah, this is one to look for, though. It always sells for good money. So this, stop please, it's a Kiss. Huggy Buddy plush by Gund. I guess the thing's name is Demon. Kiss is the rock group, of course. I probably would have left the Demon out just because, you know, the Christian in me. I don't know. I just can't. But anyway, it is a bear. It is the band. It is this, like, you know, Kiss face bear, which is actually cute. It does have a Kiss tag, which I love. It's Live Nation, and it is by Gund. So, and this one sold for $67.49. So if you happen to see that, I'd have picked it up. I would have probably, once I saw that its name was Demon, just opted to leave it out. But I would have picked it up because I know Kiss. And I just, you know, I thought that was kind of funny. And it's definitely something that would appeal to people. This is vintage Eden, Peter Rabbit, Sleeping Bunny Rabbit Lovey. Of course, it's a great time because it's almost Easter. Right now, but let's see if we can find that tag on the bottom here. There it is, Eden. I'm going to tell you right now, most times Eden does very well. If you see an Eden tag, there's a couple different tags. Manhattan Toys, another one for plush. Usually it's going to fetch a little bit more, like Jellycat. They're decent brands. So if you see Eden, definitely look it up. But this guy went for $69.99, exactly what they asked. So this cute little guy is a corduroy bear. It looks like a squirrel to me, but it's by Target. It's Cloud Island again. Okotex corduroy ribbed, but it's a flat body Lovey, and it's got the little bit of Sherpa on the toes here. That's really cute, actually. And then it's got the minky on the back. It's about 12 inches. So, and this one sold also for $69.99. So if you happen to see this little guy, he's a pickup too. So I put this in here because although this isn't standardly a Lovey, first of all, I would think that this is some kind of room decoration had I seen it. It's 40 by 24 inches, okay? I wouldn't think it is a blanket. It's all satiny and like nylon and satiny, but it's called Happy Blankie. It has a rainbow tag in there too. There you go, Happy Blankie. And this was new with tags, but apparently these are pretty unusual, so I just thought I would put it in here, and this one was sold for $69.99. So if you happen to see a big, gigantic rainbow that looks like a wall hanging and has a Happy Blankie tag, you want to grab it. I've never heard of it before. This is another Target. One, it has the little tags around here that are like the minky fleece and polka dots on it. This is called Oh Joy, and it's a flamingo. Again, it's a Target brand, and it's sold for $69.99. Again, this is new, but I've seen the sold ones, and the sold ones are still selling around the $65 to $70 mark. So this is a Vera Bradley Bunny Lovey. It's Tutti Frutti. This was still in the bag, but it has the Tutti Frutti ear, Tutti Frutti edging here, and it's a white bunny rabbit with a blanket attached. So, and that one sold for, hold on a second, $74.95, exactly what that says. I just wrote them down because not always did they sell for what they say. This is a Lillian Vernon. That's like the magazine people that used to get in the mail. And it's a white dog with a big head, security blanket. It looks like it's a big one. Again, it has a satin bottom and the satin on the poles and the satin heart like the Dakin one does, which is just, if you see any of those, apparently, no matter who makes them, they're very popular. And this also sold for $74.99. This one is another Jellycat, and this is a unicorn. Now, this is like one of those exceptions because I'll tell you, unicorns don't always do well. And I actually have one of these pre-owned in my stash. This one sold for $74.99, new with tags. So if you see the yellow unicorn, pick it up. This is a Slumberkins Hazel Alpaca Llama Snuggler. So this is kind of a bigger one by the looks of it, more like a floor mat type of thing, but it is just 2 pictures, and it's still sold for $77.18. This is another flat body bear. This is North American Bear Company, Flatabarius, yellow cozy lovey. He's a fleece and minky kind of material. Let's see if he's 8 inches, 9 inches there. And that is the Flatabarius Baby Cozy North American Bear Company from 2006. And he's yellow. And he's sold for $79.99. Now, North American Bear Company, I love their bears, but they literally don't sell very well. But apparently he is a good one to find. So not all things are created equal. And we'll talk about that throughout here, I think. This one is Martha Stewart. It's a little green blanket attached to a teddy bear head. And you can see it's kind of small. This one was still with the tags on it. It has a little embroidery there, and there's a Martha Stewart baby on there. And this one did sell for the $79.95 is what it says, but $75.99 price. So I found early on in my reselling career 2 waffle weave receiving blankets by Martha Stewart. One was yellow, one was pink. Took terrible pictures, put them up, looked them up, and they were worth a lot of, like, way more money than I could have ever imagined a baby blanket would be worth. And they both sold within a few weeks for my full ask. So anything with a Martha Stewart, that's Martha Stewart baby, definitely look it up. This is a Boyd's Baby Dog Security Blanket. Again, with the satin heart and the satin bottom. I'm telling you, satin heart, satin bottom, satin paws. If you see them, no matter who makes them, you're going to want to pick them up. And this one was $79.95. And again, Boyd's is one of those, Boyd's Bears is one of those brands that, although I love them, they're also adorable. I have several. They don't always sell very fast or very well, but again, it's something to do with this very long blanket design with the hearts and the satin. They all do really well. And these are like longer, like 24 inches, 20 inches, so they're a little bit bigger. This is another Winnie the Pooh, classic Winnie, satin silky on the bottom. It's got a little honey pot embroidery here, ivory. So cute. It's like a creamy color. And I don't know if the tag is on here. Let's see. I don't see a tag picture, but lots of pictures, lots of measurements. I don't see a tag picture. Maybe the tag was cut off. But anyway, this one sold for the $99.95 that you see there. So if you see this one, definitely you want to pick it up. Now we're getting over $100. We're coming to the almost over $100 place. This is new with tags, but I saw many of these Little Miracles ones with and without tags over $50. So definitely look them up if you find one. And this guy was oh, there he is, Little Miracles dog. And yes, he did sell for the $89.95, but look at the price they were asking originally, $179.95, and it was a 50% off sale. These are from Costco, so definitely keep an eye out because that's wild. This is a Carter's Just For You security blanket from 2022. It does still have the tags on it, and it did sell for the $89.99 that is pictured. It's like a rose-colored giraffe. I actually have one of these currently in my stash, so to list. So funny. It's funny because I was thinking, I think a rose-colored giraffe is odd, but there you go. Carter's, a lot of those do well too, so look them up. This is one I've never heard of again. Again, it's Target, but it's Nate Berkus, and it's an alpaca llama Lovey security blanket. It's white gray from 2016. It's apparently hard to find. It's gray on the bottom and I guess ivory on the back. And there's your Nat Berkus for baby. And this one sold for $92.26. This is a Mary Meyer. It's a little duck. It's a green minky blanket with on top with dots and then a yellow border, and then I think underneath is that like green cottony fabric with plaid. This one did sell for $112.49. It's 16 inches. It was new with tags, but again, this was listed for $149 and it was on a sale. So definitely keep an eye out for that one because I'll bet even without tags, it's going to go for probably close to $90, maybe $85 or something. So, all right, so muslin loveys. These are something I have not seen out there, but I've seen several. The Aiden and Nate Anise bunny security blanket loveys that were muslin and then had the satin edges on them. I've seen them with and without tags. This was the most expensive one because it's new with tags, and it did sell for the $99.64. However, if you happen to see any of these muslin by anyone, look them up. There were so many of them, over $50. I was really stunned. So definitely look them up, and they weren't all bunnies. Some were dogs, some were this and that. So definitely look them up. This is a Pottery Barnes Elmo Lovey. It's just all the curly fleece and minky on the back. It's not the best looking Elmo either. I'm sorry, Pottery Barn. But Pottery Barn's another brand. If you see it, pick it up, look it up, because often it does very well. And this one did sell for the $99.99, and they did leave positive feedback. Most of these did not leave any feedback, but there were a few that had feedback. So here's the Dakin we're talking about, and I have had the kitty cat version of this, and this is the teddy bear version. Again, it's like a flannel-y blanket with the satin edge, the satin paws, the satin bow, the satin nose, the satin heart, and it sold for $100, and there's your Dakin tag, and this is an older Dakin tag, but again, still made in China. So I don't know. It's kind of cool. So this is a brand, again, never heard of. Cash Cash. Two Cashes. Are they being repetitive? I really don't know. But it's a bunny head on a very satin green blanket. And it's all satin, it looks like. And it sold for $109.99. This is another one that is on the top of the Lovey Parade always. This is a Fisher vintage 1979 Fisher Price vintage blanket. It's a flat-headed bunny with a flannel blanket with satin edging, and it has like the pastel plaid on it. There are several versions of this, but they all sell well. But the price, again, has come down some since I started, and this one sold for $110. They used to sell for a little bit more. So this is another jelly cat, and again, look, it's an amusable avocado. Who would think an avocado lovey? But it's a 13, 14-inch avocado lovey. There's a cute, look, he's awfully cute though, by Jellycat. So there's your tag. And this was good use condition, and it sold for $125. Here's another brand I never saw before. This is Mud Pie, and it's a Minky Bunny security blanket, and it's purple, and it has ruffles. Instead of like satin on the bottom, it had ruffles here. It has striped ears. It's so cute. The inside, however, is satin. There you go. That satin that's the thing. It's got the bumpies. If I were a baby, I would want this one right here. It's $129.99, and that is, in fact, what it sold for. Here we are. This is another of those honest cotton muslin security blankets. This one was a giraffe. Again, it had tags, but it sold for $129.99. And this one does not have the satin edge. This has a muslin edge. So I'm telling you guys, take a look. I don't know if you can see that tag, but it's Honest Company by Aiden. So if you see it, definitely pick that one up. This is Sucre Doudou Lovey. It's a rare, supposedly, white teddy bear. Arzen Peluche. Baby security blanket. So obviously French. Sucre d'orge. Well, see, that's not in there. Sucre is sugar. D'orge? My French, I don't know. But he's cute, and he's got always got like a beanbaggy kind of body. It looks a little like terry cloth. He is, by the looks of him. And the blanket, I don't know. It's hard to tell from these pictures. Looks minky. But anyway, if you happen to run into a Sucre d'orge, and I actually did see this tag somewhere before, but Doudou is, I think it's just a stuffed animal in French. I have something listed that's a Doudou that has a French tag. And this was $138, and it did get positive feedback. So this again is what the new Dakin looks like. If you should happen to, in your lifetime, find this in a box. And it did sell, new in the box, for $165. But I show you this because you saw what it sold for out of the box. And there is, a difference, 20-some dollars maybe. But still, really good used out of the box. But, if you find it in the box, yay. And sometimes, you go to a yard sale and it's like, it's new in the box. Or it's, unopened in a box. So definitely, if you see it, pick it up. So this is another Fisher Price. This is from 1993, but this is a Puffalump, baby lovey. Who knew there was even such a thing? Right now, I can hear Rebel Reseller going, what? I don't know, Rebel. Did you know these existed if you're watching? Because I did not. I've seen lots of different ones, but I haven't seen this before. So this is cool. It did sell for $149. It is Puffalumpy with a little satin edge. Look at that. It's a Puffalumpy. I can't even believe it right now. I'm just really shocked. It's got that cute little, like, nylon-y kind of puffy interior with little bunnies on it. It's just so, it's got bunnies on it. It's got bunny clowns in the print, but it's a bear. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's like something that to me, it should be bears, not bunnies. But, it's just my OCD kicking in. So anyway, but it did sell for the $149 that they were asking. It's so cute. So this is a Stephen baby, and this is another long 24-inch bunny lovey with satin trim blanket. See if these are not the best pictures, but it's still sold even with bad pictures. Look at that. So there you go. That's a little bit of the tag. There's the minky back. There's the satin inside. So again, similar to the idea of the Dakin with the satin in the side, the satin at the bottom here. And this one went for $149.99. This is another vintage, vintage Winnie the Pooh blue with the satin and the Pooh embroidery on it. I'm just such a Pooh fan, I have no idea. And there you go. There's a long picture of him. So he is a little bit of a longer one. That same kind of thing. He's got the honey thing on it. The tag, of course, has been washed and it fades. So, but even so, it sold for $149.99. We're getting to the last couple here. This is a vintage Gerber white Sherpa satin security blanket. Now notice in the title, they did not put Gerber in the title at all. It is in the, you do see it here, but it's not in the title. So if somebody was searching for the Gerber specifically, they would not have found it. And it is new with tags, which again is just a mystery how they find these white, beautifully things with tags. But people put them away and then, they don't get used. I think people see white and they panic when they have little kids. But it's a white fluid, it's beautiful, and it sold for $149.99. I'm still hiccuping, sorry. And last but not least, and the most expensive one I found, is this 1994 Little Tykes terry cloth doll with blanket. And I saw probably 10 of these in the top listings in various different colors. So definitely, if you happen to see a little terry cloth doll, and I gotta tell you, I don't know that I would have picked this up, even though it's a doll, because it's a doll. And I know terry cloth. I do pick up like plush that's terry cloth, but dolls in general are not always in Little Tykes. Again, one of those tags I would have just thought, nah, it's probably nothing. If it said Eden or some of the other plush companies, I'd have said, oh yeah, definitely, or Fisher Price, or any of those things, I would have probably picked it up. Little Tykes, I don't think I would have, but I'm telling you, Little Tykes, yes, you should pick this up. It's, like I said, terry cloth with the satin around the head, super cute, and it has a little blanket attached to his hand. Now, you're probably going to find a few of these without the blanket, so you need the blanket, I'm sure, to get the top dollar here, but it did sell for the full ask at $197. So that is all of them for today. And I hope that you found some of that interesting and helpful. I know there were a lot in there that, like this one, and there were a couple I would have probably not looked twice at. The little yellow flapped bear, I would have picked it up because it's Lovey. Like, I just pick up Loveys. This I don't know that I would have picked up because it's a doll with a blanket, and that's not exactly, to me, in my brain, a Lovey. But now I know, so hopefully it helped you. There were a lot of brands I had not heard of before in here, and I learned a big lesson about watching out for Target things. I know, like with plush animals, watching it. Target has a couple good brands, but there's also Walmart brands that do well and Walgreens brands that do well. But I wasn't aware there were so many different brands of Target Loveys other than Cloud Island. So that was interesting too. So I do hope that that helped you as much as it helped me. And I will be back shortly with another video once I figure out what my next thing. I might do ties because I'm trying to focus on things that are small and little and easy to store for people maybe that are thinking of starting out but don't have a whole lot of space, and they need to pick up things that are kind of small and easy to store in the small space they have that still can make them a decent amount of money, like Loveys. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a good night. Happy St. Patrick's Day. This will be up after that, I'm afraid, because tonight's St. Patrick's Day. But at least I got it done today. Yay! All right, I'll talk to you later, guys. See you on the next one.